Hello guys, welcome to another grand interesting video on your Leansimcorp channel, and welcome to another grand video where we are going to create something in USD Composer. Okay, that is going to be the new stage development. Okay, so what you think, we are going to make something exciting today? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so what is we are going to do is we are going to understand about masses, forces in this today's video. Okay, that how can you apply mass to your rigid body, how you can change the mass, how can the forces be varied by understanding through the predefined physics demo scenes which are already available in Omniverse Nvidia. Okay, so we have already understood about physics demo scenes in basics. Okay, and in this today's video we'll understand about rigid bodies. Okay, so rigid bodies, when we talk about, the first thing comes out to be the center of mass. Okay, so center of mass is basically going to be what? So I'll just show you by moving this. So let us start a simulation. Okay, and I just move this. Okay, and I just move this. So what is the difference you're going to see in these two? Okay, you see that this is going to be played like a plastic toy, right? Which is going to have its mass concentrated at the center area, right? So it's going to have a moment of inertia across this area because of the mass being concentrated at this area. Okay, so even if I am going to move this pretty much down, it is going to get up and stand in here, just like that inflated air balloons which you get in the melas and stuff like that, right? So you are going to have a concentrated mass applied here, but similarly if you see for this, it's not there. Okay, so let us understand how to make these types of objects in Omniverse. Okay, and how to modify the masses, right? So if I just stop this, we are going to have the details and everything onto their places again. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed to our channel, guys, do subscribe, because we are going to bring in digital twin content, Nvidia modeling, Flexsim related, plant sim related tutorials which are really going to add value to industry and your curriculum. Okay, so let us understand. So when I click on this, let us click on the snowman one, which is here in the stage. What you're going to see coming down here in the mass section is that this is all auto computed. Okay, that is the reason, okay, that you are not going to have anywhere mass concentrated and stuff like that. But when you click on the snowman 0, what you're going to see is you're going to see that the mass and density is auto computed, but the center of mass is being modified. Okay, so if you want to see the mass distribution and the characteristics of your objects, you need to come in here and you need to click here on the mass distribution manipulator. When you click on this, what you're going to get is you're going to get the details of that particular object. So the mass information can be visible. So when you look into here, the total mass is 678, whatever the units of this might be, kgs or grams. When you click on your another snowman, you're going to understand its mass properties. Okay, so let me just click in here, snowman. You see 678.6. Okay, but the major part, if you could see between these two snowmans, is this, you see this light blue color rectangle. Okay, this is varied in these two. So if you see here, this is perfectly onto the center of this, like basically it's positioned here, but when you look in here, it is being moved to the bottom, right? So you can manually also move this. Okay, but you need to enable this, and then you can see the basically when you click on this, you're going to see this then. Okay, so now what you're going to see when you are going to move this up. Okay, so I'll just click on this again. You can basically move this up, right? Let us bring it to the top of this head. So now if I'm going to play this, what you're going to see is it is going to fall on its this head now. So let us do that. Okay, and when I just move this somewhat, right, see, now it's going to stand on its that face, right? Just look at that, right? So this is how this mass manipulation works, right? And you can manipulate that by clicking on that object, clicking on this. You can see this when you have this on. Okay, now the best part of this is that you can also rotate it. Okay, you can rotate this, so you're going to have that differently played. So now if I just show you here, okay, when I'm going to click on this, now let us start a simulation and just drag it little, and let me just click on that snowman. So you see this is how the mass is going to behave. So if you want to apply your method, I'll just stop this and click on this. Okay, if you want to apply the masses on here, you need to come in here, center of mass, you need to vary diagonal inertia, principal axes we have varied by moving these boxes in and out. So the inside box which you look at, that is basically the hollowness of your mass. So a empty space is what that denotes, and the rigidity is outside. Okay, so this is how you can manipulate your mass, and the simulation can show you how your physics is going to behave when your mass is varied in this way. Okay, so this is how you can manipulate the stuffs, okay, for your objects, and you can have multiple mass related stuffs also being created here and such. Okay, so let us move to the another section of the video on Nvidia Omniverse. So this is all about the center of mass, which we understood from a demo scene which is already available in Nvidia. Okay, that how the center of mass can be manipulated, adjusted and modified. Okay, so this is all about this center of mass. Now what we're going to do is we will be loading the force section of Nvidia Omniverse and understand how to add forces, manipulate forces, and what are the dependables onto that. Okay, so let me load that now.